Hey, it's day number 128 in our Route 66 journey through the Bible. We got 4 chapters today, so let me go ahead and explain those. They're not really long chapters, but it is 4 chapters still. So let's go see what we have. It's First Chronicles chapters 16, 17, 18, and 19. First Chronicles 16 is David's psalm of thanks and public worship. After David brings the ark back into Jerusalem, he organizes a worship service, appoints the Levites to lead the praise, offers a song of thanksgiving, and praises God for his power, his faithfulness, and all the things that God has done. The people worship, David worship, they give offerings, and they return home after a good day. It's good. After a good day at church, you go home and you say, you know what, that was good. So they had a good day with the Ark of the Covenant with their worship. Chapter 17, God makes a covenant with David. David wants to build a house for God. The Ark of the Covenant was probably brought into a tent area, much like the tabernacle. So David wants to build a house for God. But God tells him through the prophet Nathan that instead, God says, you can't build a house, but God says, I'll build you a house, but not a house of stone, a family house, a lasting dynasty. God would allow his dynasty, the Davidic dynasty, the Davidic reign, to be the royal reign of all throughout all of Israel history. And it was. God promises that one of his descendants will rule forever, which points to Jesus. Jesus is a descendant of David. You read in Matthew's account and Luke's account that he is descendant both from Joseph, the legal line, and from Mary, his biological line. He is a direct descendant from David, and he is the king of Israel. David is humbled by this. And then chapter 18 continues in David's exploits, his military victories, his expansion. He defeats the nations around him, including the Philistines, the Moabites, the Syrians. God gives him success wherever he goes. He dedicates all the spoils to the Lord, which ultimately is used by Solomon to build the temple, which is kind of neat. His kingdom becomes stronger and more secure. And then in chapter 19, he does have some conflict with a couple of countries, a couple of groups of people, the Ammonites and the Syrians. David sends some men to show his concern to the Ammonite king after his father died, but the Ammonite king doesn't accept them well, and this leads to war. Feelings got hurt, and the Ammonites and the Syrians teamed up against Israel, but David's army defeated them anyway. So what are some lessons that we can learn from today's reading, these 4 chapters? Well, number one, worship is a community priority. It's good to be and to get together. David didn't just celebrate God privately. He led the whole nation to honor God. Public worship is important, and that's good. Go to church on Sunday and be with God's people and worship and sing praises and hear from his word and respond appropriately. Another lesson we can learn from chapter 17 is God's plans are greater than ours. David wanted to build God a house. God says, I'll do something even better. So the best thing for us to do is just do whatever God wants us to do. David wanted to honor God, but God had bigger plans. God always has bigger plans. God has eternal plans. Just realize this. If there's something you want to do and God says no, it's because he's got something bigger and better for you. So that's good. Chapter 18, a lesson for this one. God gives strength to those who walk with him. David's victories weren't just like with Goliath. It wasn't because he was bigger and stronger. It was because he was on God's side. They were spiritual battles that ended up in physical battles. His success came because he was on God's side and sought to honor God. And that's what we need to do. The victory isn't always to the strong. The ultimate victory is to those that are on God's side. And so make sure that you're on God's side. And then the last chapter with that conflict with the Ammonites and the Syrians, how we treat other people reflects our heart. The king of Ammon misjudged David's intentions. he thought he was sneaking in and doing some things. And so he responded with pride and with violence. And we need to be careful. Our actions will reveal our heart. Don't misread somebody's intentions by their actions. And so just be very, very careful of it. Be careful about misreading somebody because it can lead to unnecessary conflict. So that's good. Don't judge people. Don't try to figure out why they did what they did. Just keep going. So good lessons for today. Good readings today. You're repeating some of the same stories that you read about in 1st and 2nd Samuel and 1st and 2nd Kings, and that's okay. Some of them are new, some of them aren't. And so God, maybe we need to have the stories repeated. So enjoy your reading today.